The journey to reach the barrier islands off the coast of North Carolina means driving both under and over the water. Ann Evans and I are heading to the northernmost island beaches north of the town of Corolla to see a small herd of wild horses, descendants of Spanish explorers, equine survivors of shipwrecks on a coastline called the Graveyard of the Atlantic. It's off-season. The thousands of tourists and their cars that dominate the beach in summer are largely gone, allowing the most famous residents of Corolla a small dose of solitude. Once wild horses in the thousands roamed the barrier islands. Now fewer than 100 remain on Corolla, a tiny remnant population managed by the Corolla Wild Horse Fund. Their daunting task is to protect the herd from going extinct. Surprisingly, the worst of the fund's worries are not hurricanes. Matthew flooded the area a month before we arrived, destroying fragile dunes and flooding streets that connect a complex of giant beach houses. Over 700 houses, with thousands more on the drawing board, threaten to completely eliminate the herd. Fenced in on the south, they roam freely on the northernmost area of the Currituck Outer Banks. They have nowhere else to go. Quiet forest enclaves like this one are few and far between. The herd is also genetically challenged, with only one matrilineal line remaining. Captive breeding is planned at a satellite facility on the mainland. The herd needs a larger and more diverse population, but habitat must be preserved to allow for more horses. The fund is working tirelessly. The challenges are enormous. Like all wild horses, the Corolla herd organizes itself into family bands with a dominant stallion who protects his mares. Sometimes a strong-willed mare will lead the band, calling the shots on where to graze and avoid storms and when to go to the beach to escape the hordes of biting insects. They've existed here for nearly 500 years, adapted to a life along the sea. How many times has this beautiful copper-colored stallion walked this stretch of beach? I wonder. As he cuts uphill toward the dunes, I make him this wish. Live your life in precious freedom in the land of your birth. It is what I wish for all wild horses.